These are the 5 books that every musician that wants to study improvisation should own and study. Stay tuned. If you want to learn how to improvise, whether you're a pianist, a saxophonist, or a guitar player, whatever instrument you do play, there are some resources that you need. And today I want to talk to you about some of those books that have been going around for generations now and that helped musicians to get better at their instruments. Some of them are for all musicians, keyboard players, saxophonists, and so on. Some of them are more specific for guitar players. Hi, my name is Antonio Rico, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, click the button and the notification bell. The first one that every musician should own, especially if you want to learn how to play jazz, is the real book. The real book is nothing else than a song book with all the jazz standards. And there are different volumes, volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, and then there is the new real book with more modern songs, again, module 1, volume 1, 2, and 3, and other versions. But the first one, it's obviously a must-have, because it's got all those songs, all those jazz standards that really will help you put in practice whatever it is that you're learning, and know, of course, the repertoire. So songs like Autumn Leaves, Night and Day, All the Things You Are, they are all in the first volume of the real book. It's a very straightforward booklet. It's got basically the song written in concert pitch with the melody and the chords on top. It's a very easy way to read music and has become really a standard in music notation, and you need to know this song, so there is very little you can do about it. You need to have the real book. There are different versions, of course. Now I think they are on the 6th edition, and you've got it's a brick like this. It's got like hundreds of songs, and there is also a pocket version in an A5 format, which is better than the A4. But there are also digital versions that you can download on your apps, whatever it is. So there is a link in the description if you want to go and have a look at the versions that I recommend. The second book is the Omni Book of Charlie Parker. Bebop is an extremely important style to learn while learning improvisation and jazz in particular. And Charlie Parker is obviously the king of bebop. His Omnibook is nothing else than a transcription of all his most iconic solos, but it's not just for saxophonists. All kinds of musicians have been learning his solos, and I've even seen drummers using it to practice their sight reading. So it's definitely one of those books that you also need to own. The Berklee Book of Jazz Harmony is also extremely important. You need to learn the music theory, harmony and harmonizations. It's very important. It basically, you need to learn what are the most common chord progression, like 2-5-1s in major and minor, and how to substitute some of the chords. Something that happens in jazz very often is chord substitutions. So, for instance, you could be having a C major 7 chord substituted with a minor that gives you a C6, or you could have a G7 that becomes a D flat 9 chord. So this is all very interesting stuff that you should learn how to do. And there are many books obviously on the topic, but the Berklee one is definitely one of the better ones. The fourth book that you need to own is the Joe Pass Guitar Style. Joe Pass is one of the masters of jazz guitar, in particular walking bass lines, chord melodies. His style is still today inspiring new generations of jazz musicians. So if you want to learn how to play walking bass lines, chord melodies, this is the book to own. The last book that I recommend is again for guitar players, and it is The Best of Wes Montgomery. Now, Wes Montgomery is definitely, from that era in particular, my favorite guitar player. There is just something about his playing that is so lyrical, so melodic, that for me is on a different level compared to everybody else. I just love his style. It's extremely melodic, and I just love him. I mean, those octaves. I mean, how can you not love phrases like this? His uses of octaves, single melody lines, and chords are just on another level. And I found a lot of inspiration transcribing his solos, but as a young student, but it was kind of impossible. I mean, some of the stuff is actually epic, fast lines, and when he goes on chords, I mean, I got lost there. And to have the book, it was actually amazing. I only found it later on in life, but when I saw it, I grabbed it, and it was really one of the best purchases that I ever made when it comes to guitar books. If you want to suggest other books, please leave a comment at the bottom of this video. And of course, these are just some of the books that I'm suggesting. You should have a library full of books so that you can carry on your learning and become always a better improviser. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the suggested videos.